Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video I am going to be talking about my predictions for Doctor Who Day, which is going to be the 23rd of November, which it always is, the 23rd of November, that's when Doctor Who first aired in 1963. So yes, in 2025 we are going to be celebrating the 62nd anniversary, and there's going to be some announcements. There normally is, sometimes fans such as myself get our hopes up, but I do feel like this year we are going to certainly see some really interesting announcements. So with all that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first announcement that I think is going to happen during Doctor Who Day is the casting for next year's Christmas special. And I'm not expecting anything too crazy, but I think at the very least we are going to get confirmation that Billie Piper is going to be returning, because so far it's just been announced that the Christmas special is being written by Russell T Davies. So yeah, I do think we are going to get confirmation that Billie Piper is returning. Whether that's going to be confirmation as well of her being the Doctor, they might want to keep that under wraps until the actual special airs. But yeah, whatever role Billie has in the Christmas special, I imagine might be kept on the wraps till at least a little bit later on, but I do think we will get confirmation that Billie Piper is returning. But if we were to get another announcement, perhaps, with public filming and stuff starting early next year, I imagine we will get confirmation of David Tennant's involvement as well, because that's something that has been heavily rumoured for a long time. So yeah, having David Tennant return as the 14th Doctor is something that they could announce, or they might just be really vague and just say David Tennant's returning, because then he could be the 14th Doctor, the 10th Doctor, or the Meta Crisis Doctor, because they love bringing back David Tennant as a random version of the Doctor. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. But next up, I'm going to be thinking, again, another likely one is that we are going to get another trailer for The War Between Land and Sea, which we know is airing next month, but we don't know when in December, so it could be early, mid, or late December. I imagine it will probably be in the early parts of next month, but I imagine we might get like a last minute trailer to kind of get things hyped and stuff. I imagine by the end of this month, which obviously the 23rd is towards the end of the month, we will have a more specific release date for The War Between Land and Sea, and we'll know whether it's airing weekdays, weekends, whatever, or releasing all at once, whatever. But yeah, The War Between Land and Sea, it's a 5-part series that obviously involves the Sea Devils and all of that stuff. So yeah, I imagine we're going to get a trailer of some sorts for Doctor Who Day. Now, speaking of spin-offs, I do think there's a slight chance that there could be another spin-off being announced, because a while ago, and this was right at the start of the Disney deal, so it could have fallen through. I mean, they could have gone ahead with it and just done it as like a BBC thing. There might be another Doctor Who spin-off being announced, which I know isn't probably something that you should do when your main show's in jeopardy, really, but I think there's still a chance that it could have been worked on, and they might just need to announce it now and maybe get some traction. They could end up doing like a villain anthology series where, one episode's focused on Daleks, Cybermen, or whatever, and just kind of go there. That was being rumoured for a while now, for at least a couple years. So if that gets announced, or another spin-off in general gets announced, like a new platform in the Whoniverse, that would be really cool. But I think that's not as likely, or very unlikely to be happening. But stranger things happen, and not just a TV show. But finally, my last prediction, well, one of my last predictions actually, there's another one actually I forgot, but my penultimate prediction is that we are going to be seeing another Doctor Who colorization, but this isn't going to air this year because they didn't have one in production for a while. I do think we are going to get another colorization of a classic Who episode, and that's going to be Tomb of the Cybermen, because that was kind of hinted at, and I think was leaked a couple years ago as well. But that will be releasing next year, whether that's early or mid next year. I think it will be early next year, perhaps January or February. And yeah, Tomb of the Cybermen, so it'll probably be cut down and colorized. So that's another Patrick Troughton story, but it's also another really iconic story and a much loved story in the Doctor Who fandom. So yeah, I mean, it would kind of make sense, and it's also a very iconic Cyberman story as well. Now, yes, my final prediction is going to be that there's going to be another collection box set being announced, because yeah, Doctor Who and collection box sets, they are really, really popular. And I do feel like, yeah, it's the perfect time to do one. We've just had the Season 13 one being released and stuff. So, and I do think the next season that is going to be getting the collection box set, because, you know, the certain cast members like leaking them and stuff and talking about them before they're being officially announced, is going to be Season 21. And Peter Davison did speak about this at a convention not too long ago, so we would be seeing Peter Davison's final season and also Colin Baker's first episode being thrown on as well at the end. That will be the next one to get the remastered treatment and being a part of the collection box set range. So, yeah, I imagine that might be announced during Doctor Who Day as well. But there you go. Those are my final predictions for Doctor Who Day that will be happening in less than 20 days, so just under two weeks. Just under 3 weeks. My maths weren't maths in there. But yeah, it is going to be really interesting to see what happens and what's been announced. I personally think the most likely thing is we're going to get some news about the Christmas special next year. But we're probably going to get a lot more stuff as well. But with all that being said, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you are new around here, please click that like button and subscribe for more nerdy content. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all support as always. And goodbye for now.